Now, our top story today: 2 Israeli embassy staff members were killed near a Jewish museum in Washington on Wednesday night. As per the officials, suspect Elias Rodriguez is currently in custody. Eyewitness footage has also been released that shows the moment the suspect was restrained by security officers after the fatal attack.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
The Israeli Foreign Ministry has confirmed the victims are Yasin Levinsky and Sarah Lynn Milgrim. The 2 staffers were a young couple about to be engaged, according to the Israeli ambassador to the United States, Yechiel Lita. World leaders have reacted to the incident. US President Donald Trump has expressed his condolences for the families of both victims and says that hatred and radicalism have no place in the United States. Ukraine's foreign ministry has put out a statement on social media platform X, expressing their shock and condolences also. Meanwhile, China has said that it firmly opposes actions that threaten the safety and security of diplomatic personnel. However, China has urged relevant parties, particularly Israel, not to take escalatory moves, according to Foreign Ministry spokesperson Miao Ning. Britain's Foreign Minister David Lammy has called the attack appalling and an anti-Semitic crime. Meanwhile, France's Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot said that the incident is an abhorrent act of anti-Semitic barbarity and that nothing can justify such violence. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas also expressed shock and stated that there is no place for hatred, extremism or anti-Semitism. Meanwhile, the German Foreign Minister Johann Wadephul has called the attack a terrible murder. Here's what he said.
Aber gleichzeitig den Anlass nutzen, mein Entsetzen zu äußern darüber, dass es einen schrecklichen Anschlag auf 2 Israelis in den Vereinigten Staaten von Amerika gegeben hat.
President Isaac Herzog has called the shooting a despicable anti-Semitic terror attack and stated that hate won't break Israel. In a press briefing earlier, the Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Saar echoed the statement and said that Israel will not give in to terror. He also accused European governments of incitement against his country after the fatal shooting. Here's what he said.
There is a direct line connecting anti-Semitic and anti-Israeli incitement to this murder. This incitement is also done by leaders and officials of many countries and international organizations, especially.
What I do know is that the horrific incident is going to frighten a lot of people in our city and in our country. And I want to be clear that we will not tolerate this violence or hate in our city. We will not tolerate any acts of terrorism, and we're going to stand together as a community in the coming days and weeks to send a clear message that we will not tolerate anti-Semitism.
We're now joined by Avraham Shalev, who is a researcher and lawyer at the Colette Policy Forum located in Jerusalem. Thank you very much for joining us, Avraham. Obviously, this is a tragic attack. And I was wondering how this has affected Israel's outlook on security for diplomatic staff abroad.
Well, first, nobody should be surprised in the least bit about these anti-Semitic murders. For years, anti-Israel activists have been calling to globalize the Intifada. In major cities worldwide, we hear calls, right? There is no solution, Intifada revolution, right? Jewish organizations, Jewish institutions around the world, schools, synagogues, community centers are firebombed, are vandalized, are under attack. I don't need to remind the viewers about the 2008 attack in Mumbai against the Jewish community center, the Chabad Center, and things have only escalated since then. Since the October 7th attack, itself the greatest anti-Semitic attack since the Holocaust, but Jewish communities around the world have been under assault.
Yes, and I also want to go into the statement by Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Saar, who accused European governments of incitement against his country after the fatal shooting that happened just a few hours ago. I just want to get your thoughts on that statement.
Well, when libels are spread about Israel, accusing Israel of the worst evils that there are, of genocide, of war crimes, of all these evils, then this certainly radicalizes people to say, well, the Israelis are genocidaires, they're Nazis. I need to take the law into my hands and go and stand up, right? The pro-Palestine movement is a gateway drug for anti-Semitism and for anti-Semitic murders, and it's ironic that the French and the British governments have condemned these attacks, while at the same time fighting to essentially prevent Israel from removing the anti-Semitic and genocidal Hamas terrorist regime from its rule in Gaza. So it seems like there's a certain contradiction here.
Avraham, critics would say that Israeli policies within the territory have caused more threat for Jewish people and Israelis out abroad, particularly in America, where the pro-Palestine movement is rife. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, obviously, I would understand why anti-Semites would not like Jews defending themselves. Certainly, the idea of Jews having a sovereign state is anathema to them. That is deeply offensive to them. So yes, maybe if Israel would lay down its arms, would not defend itself, would not fight against an anti-Semitic terror regime in Gaza, then maybe this would please some of the anti-Israel movement. Although I doubt that this would go to the root of their hatred for Israel, for Jews.
And finally, Avraham, Benjamin Netanyahu has announced heightened security for embassies and diplomats, Israeli embassies and diplomats all around the world. Do you think that this call is too late? Do you think that, especially in a place like America, these two young diplomats working for the Israeli embassy in Washington should have had heightened protection all along? Do you think someone should take the blame for this?
Unfortunately, the need for heightened security at Israeli and Jewish institutions is nothing new. Anybody who goes to a synagogue or community center in Europe, in Canada, also now in the United States, needs to provide security, needs to provide IDs. Jewish communities are often like fortresses that require major police protection in order to go in. So unfortunately, there's nothing new here.
Avraham Shalev, thank you very